My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is May 13th, 2025. It is 2:27 a.m. So I've been putting a list together for you guys because I haven't been on Twitter that much. And as you can see, I probably haven't been posting much on my community board. I think what I posted on my community board yesterday was what I ate after I came from the gym. So yeah, there's not really that much important things is being discussed. If I see something, if it's important, I put it, or funny, I will share it with you on my community board. But other than that, nothing important is being discussed. Plus, I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to. But anyway, I have some stuff to share with you, and let's get going. This is the background of this channel. So take a moment to subscribe, like, and share the videos. All right, so let's go on Twitter. This is the first tweet. The royal expert was stuttering. Okay, so she retweeted that, bahaha, this had been on the floor laughing as Graham Smith systematically demolished the sycophantic British media PR script. Okay, let's go into it so it could be bigger. All right, let's listen.
That if you take charitable activities, the monarchy has an absolutely unique profile. We see this with William and the
It makes no difference to charity at all. I mean, this is the thing. There's so much stuff said about the monarchy which isn't true, and there's been a very detailed study on their impact on charity by an independent authority, which said the impact is close to zero. And part of the problem with them, and part of the problem with William, who
this is the thing that they used to sell to people. That's what I thought they were there for. Okay, for charities. But meanwhile, their charities are closing. I'm from the outside, so I'm not in the UK for me to either promote or discredit, because from information that's coming out from the UK regarding charities, they're not doing that much, and many of them are failing. Okay, and they're not even promoting those charities like Harry and Meghan do. And also, when a place has a lot of charities like this to help the people, that means there's something wrong. The government is doing something wrong. Okay? So I won't be surprised. The US will be somewhat like that, because there's a lot of things that the Trump administration is closing. Prior to Trump being in office, the US had about, I don't know how many, 1 point something million charities. So now this is probably gonna be much more. The UK has a lot of charities all over. I'll put the screenshot. I remember talking about this before. But anyway, let's get back to the original recording. But let's continue.
who is currently in line to be the next monarch. He's incredibly lazy. He doesn't do anything. I mean, last month he did about 4 days.
Look at the Prince's Trust, now the King's Trust, that have to
it's an independent charity that will function with or without the royals, and the impact of them on charity. I mean, William did about 4 days of work last month. 4 days in total, and when I say work, I mean turning up and waving at people, most of which is done in or near that.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it does more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
Houses, they really do very little, and they cost us £500 million a year, and for a whole family, which we do not need, including people that most people would never have heard of, like the Duke and Duchess of Kent, the Prince and Princess of Kent, the Duke of Gloucester. They're all included in this £500 million cost.
If you're looking seriously at charitable input, if you look at the way King Charles, since 1970, he was the first figure to internationally push the environment.
Well, that's not true.
It is a proven fact. And also...
the environmental cause has been pushed for decades by all sorts of people, and Charles's views on the environment have been questionable at best many times. And he has a huge carbon footprint. He is a hypocrite. And he is distracting from the very serious issue of the wealthiest people having the largest carbon footprint.
The interest online and also from the media on everything the royals do, you're trying to pretend it doesn't exist, but it does.
No, there's interest in the Kardashians and David Beckham as well, but it doesn't mean that we give them £500 million and put them on a throne.
But in terms of money,
culture is one thing.
Just in terms of money, sorry to interrupt. In terms of money,
okay, I gotta give those hosts, the two people in the middle, the lady in green and the guy with the glasses, and green as well. I gotta give them credit for letting them talk. And is this the guy from Not My King? Sometimes I have a little bit suspicious here and there about them, but it's hard to pinpoint. But there he is. He's shutting this guy down every point he tried to make. But let's continue. But the main reason I pause now is because the two hosts, give them time to discuss, to talk. But let's continue.
Sovereign grant is going to increase next year, and that is because indisputably there has been a rise in Crown Estate profits. So how do you explain a rise in Crown Estate profits if, as you say, Graham, there's a decrease in interest in the royal family? How do they balance?
Well, the Crown Estate profits is land values. So the Crown Estate profits goes up partly, a large part of it is to do with wind farms in the sea, because the Crown Estate owns a large amount of our seabed, so their profits are going up. Now, the Crown Estate belongs to the state. It's got nothing to do with the royals, doesn't belong to Charles, and it doesn't fund the monarchy. What happens is that all of that money goes to the government, but for some reason George Osborne in 2011 decided to peg the funding for the monarchy to their profits. And so this year, just last month, the £500 million cost went up by another £45 million because of this increased profit from the Crown Estate. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. We can have all that profit and slash the budget down to £10 million and then elect our head of state.
All right, last word, Richard.
But what you've got is also a pivotal 369 million over 10 years refurbishment of Buckingham Palace. And if one thing you're not attending to is the profile of the royal family internationally. It is quite extraordinary. It's not just
people like Prince Andrew, yes, a wonderful profile and advert for our country.
Quantify everything with reference to just simple figures when you are looking at a profile that no other organisation...
You say that because you have no figures on your side, Richard.
All right, look, there we need to leave it.
The way he shut him down so calmly, he knows his fact, I guess. But let's not forget this guy, Richard. He was one of the royal rats who was making reference to the Oprah interview without saying it, okay? The YouTubers who pay him to talk about the Oprah interview when he didn't see them.
We're going to be doing a post-match analysis of Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah, which is obviously coming out in a few days' time.
My name is Victoria Arbiter, A-R, B as in boy, I-T-E-R, and I am royal commentator for CNN.
Richard Fitzwilliams, royal commentator.
Ingrid Seward, I'm editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine.
You've not seen the interview yet, have you?
No.
No, great. I think we have a fair idea of where the interview's going, and we have a fair idea.
You do, definitely.
Okay.
Alright, so let's read some of the comment here. Love this finally. Graham Smith is bringing some numbers to the table. The palaces aren't even in the top most visited places in the UK combined. When they have no proof, they pull out the heavily manipulated social media and media claim of interest. Okay, Mr. Donkey Sanctuary, there it is. Donkey Sanctuary was about to burst a blood vein. There's the laugh here. People are laughing. There's the laugh here. I like scrappy Republicans, guy. For once, Richard can get a word in edgewise. I bet they don't invite Republicans back on. Nothing Richard said landed with much sense. Yeah. But like I said, the reason I paused the video was that the host let them talk. Normally, when things don't go their ways, like say Jeremy Vine, for instance, I have 2 videos of him. I put it at the bottom of the list. is that they don't let them speak, especially when the point is not benefited to the royal family. He will cut in, but these two let them talk, so I have to give them credit. There's the laugh here. Graham annihilated that monarchist, okay, the royalist, the entire time. There's that. People are laughing. This is the life for Dozy for a change. Yeah, a humiliating moment for Mr. Donkey Sanctuary. The Donkey Sanctuary was something that was brought up on the Oprah interview. Not the Oprah interview. When they were talking about the Oprah interview that they didn't even see it.
Meghan spoke about her love of animals. Obviously, in the interview, Meghan talked about the Balham Donkey Sanctuary. What does that tell us about Meghan's character?
Meghan talked about her love of animals, love of dogs, love of the Donkey Sanctuary.
Oh, the huffy and puffing. Hilarious. I don't know why I had Graham Smith blacked, but I'm going to have to unblack him. Yeah, I guess she saw what I saw too. That's a squaddy here. There was some stuff that I was seeing that it just didn't make me feel good about certain things. But anyway, I'm assuming Graham is this guy here, the not my king guy. Alright, so that's that. Let's go back. Oh, that was the retweet. So back to the original tweet that I put on my list where the squad retweeted it. The war expert was stuttering. Okay. He was so mad, steam was about to come out of his ears. I love every second of this. Even the anchors didn't know shit. Yeah! He got those experts all the way together. Damn. That was lovely and satisfying to watch. Mood boosted. Okay, there's more. Prince Philip said the monarchies fall not because the protesters, Republicans, succeed. They fall because of the sycophantic monarchists and the system that props them up, set them up for failure. Yeah, not too long ago, I shared that video where Prince Philip was talking about it. Maybe I'll put it here as well.
I think the British monarchy is so strong, despite the fact that so many monarchies in Europe have died.
I think the British are more liberal in their outlook, and I think instead of most of the monarchies in Europe were really destroyed by their greatest and most ardent supporters, most reactionary people who somehow or other tried to hold on to something without letting it develop.
And I just love it when they fumble over their own words. Bravo, Richard Graham. Always come prepared with facts and figures. This hater and abuser of Duchess Meghan could not speak except repeating himself over and over again. Fascinating debate. Well done, Graham. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Interesting. The last one. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Okay, majority of this video is gonna focus on this, and there's another picture of them that the squad were making reference of. They're pretty much like LOL. The squad were just making fun of it. Princess Kate is spearheading a new video series about the 4 seasons. I don't know. I'm just sharing what the squad are talking about. Okay, like the hotels. There's me. I just responded to that 22 minutes ago. Me laughing about it. You got me on that. I thought it was a promo from a tourism office in Schitt's Creek. Oi, not another lame and cringy video from these two. LOL. What about the early years? Dead and buried apparently. Mr. Gordon got her shook. That's all this is. Alright, so there's more comment on this, but this is just to get you started what some of the squad will be talking about. Some of the tweets that I put on the list. But there's another picture of them. It's so stupid. Alright? Fat Crack Taz doesn't seem to understand what irony means. If they didn't need to prove their love to the world, why have they released the same picture and video trying to prove their love to the world? There's a laugh here. Okay, so what are they talking about here? Most don't need to prove their love to the world. It's just there for the world to see. Okay, this picture from today's post. Okay. I'm a little bit confused with this. So this is one of the monarchists from what I've understand through the squad. I don't follow this person here. But there's a lot of tweets about her, screenshots like this one. So she's saying that, probably making reference to Harry and Meghan, you know, their night out, their date night last Friday. And then now, out of nowhere, these two, the left behinders, have to put pictures out about themselves. And let's not forget some of the videos. Well, then Meghan did post some pictures of her dancing. Let's go on IG. Let's go on IG instead of me talking about it. Because it was videos of other people that shows Meghan was kissing Harry and things like that. Let me see if she posts anything. So there's that. Okay, she posted that. There's this, them dancing. There's Meghan right here with the hat and her friend. Okay, so she did post that as well. There they are with their friends. There's Meghan. They were just having a blast. Okay, so she did show a video of it. Then out of nowhere, these two have to put their own thing out. But anyway, in her defense, she's not the sharpest tool in the shed. She's not. Men don't need to prove their love to the world, says this in response to the man who puts out video to prove he still loves his wife. Natasha is, was it slow? And I have no way of saying anything to her. If so, they wouldn't be doing these pathetic videos to show their flowers and PDAs. But when I first started to look into the royal family after they start bashing Meghan, one of the things that I've heard from them meaning the Left Behinders, the royal rats, is that they don't show PDA, public display of affection. So that was their narrative back then. They don't do this kind of thing. Even William, I don't even think he wears his ring. There was a nonsense that they put out there that he doesn't need to put a ring, whatever their thing was. So out of nowhere now, they're putting all of this, when Harry and Meghan been just doing their thing freely. But anyway, let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next one. It's like they're turning themselves into pretzels. Okay, so there's that here. I was away for a bit and I see that this is trending. Does anyone have more information? Okay, so there's that here. Injunction from the High Court in London are worthless in Scotland. My residence and no amount of legal pressure is going to erase the fact Prince William had an affair with Rose Henbury. Enjoy your evening. I remember when this first came out, it's like it was playing live as I was on Twitter. For those of us involved in Norfolk's dogging circles, this isn't a surprise. He's there at least 3 times a week. He wears a mask, but we all know who he is. I believe the person, the original, you know what, let me leave it alone. There's that. Now, this is to divert from the rumors that the man doesn't fancy the woman's variety. That was my comment from one of the original tweet of that. Okay, so there's me here. My comment from their promotion image. There's this. Promoting someone who prefers the back door than the front door, it seems. Okay, because this is the image the squad are making reference to. Okay? Someone explained to me like I'm 5. And there's me responding to her saying, promoting someone who prefers the back door than the front door, it seems. Some people are laughing in response. Okay, so a lot of the squad are making reference to that. Okay, this was one of the things the squad are talking about and other people are retweeting it. There's this making reference to the other thing. The image of William and Kate. Alright, so this is where we pick up. Next tweet. Still making reference to William standing behind Kate. She saw Meghan in her luscious garden and now she wants to be in a garden too. The woman is obsessed with our successful princess and wants to copy her life. Okay, then she also offers someone her gym recipe this year as well. Did she? Oh my god. She also told people at an event that she wanted advice on how to make candles. You see, she's now into beekeeping. Okay, I don't know. Let's see this. They were handed bags of soap, chocolate, and chutneys from local businesses, sampling spirits made from whey and asking for advice on Princess' new hobby of beekeeping. Quote, this is my summer project, the princess told beekeeper Sheila Barnard at a pop-up market, asking which candle mold were best for a beginner to use up the wax. As she asked, what sort of advice will you have for a novice? And desperate for any tips, Prince William leaned in and joked, this sounds like a conversation that could go on for a while, so you have to take Sheila's number. Anyway, that's ad 100%. The list is getting longer. Hiking, roses, scout, bows and hair. Exactly. Let's see how long it will take for her to appear on a cooking show to teach flower arranging. But we have a sample of her doing the pancake, so I think people have enough of that. Meghan every move insane. There's the B word here. I think you may need to concentrate on your education and not so much on a plastic duchess, not princess. I think that would be time well spent. Let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next tweet. Oh my goodness. There's that. Somebody say twerking in the forest. That's the squad making fun of that same image where William was standing behind Kate. Epitome, I see you, laughing my ass off. That's an ad. She gave in to take it that way. Oh my god. Again, this squad are just making reference to the picture. If I didn't see the picture, I would not know what the squad were talking about. This is what I like about the squad. They see the thing and they just run off with it. All I do is cackle on this app. We need to repent for our sins. Laughing my ass off. You guys, there's that. The squad are just laughing. The birds were truly disturbed. OMG. Pretty sure that's the official position for inspecting wildflowers. The squad are crazy. The squad are just laughing. These are the true squaddies, okay? When they talk like that, without going crazy with their wording, these are the true squaddies. We're just laughing. You mean forest porn? Yeah, and right. I know, old lady walked back and looking like she had to take a... Oh my god, I'm coughing. There's the emojis of whatever she meant here. The squad are just laughing. Harry and Meghan keep people busy, that's for sure. The T, the squad are laughing. Alright, so this was not on my list. This is extra here. New Insta post. I love surprises. I wonder what the surprise could be. We've been quietly crafting something special. Stay close. We're so looking forward to sharing it with you. So that must be on her as ever post. Let's see here. This is her personal account. Let's see her business as ever official. I haven't been on it in a while. Okay, so she posted that. Okay. There it is here. Okay. So that's that. Let's go back on X. Okay, so let me stick with my list. So I decided to put it on the list. So let's see what some of the squad are saying here. Okay, looks like citrus leaves. The flowers look like lemon. Okay, that's an ad. Make sure the card is ready. The internet fast. Personal computer rebooted. And notification on. Going to guess orange marmalade. I love these little gems we get on a regular basis. Meghan Sussex. Oh, let's pause this. Meghan Sussex, I know your art will bring us joy. Alright, shipping to Canada, please. If she drop a lemon curd, I'm going to have to fight you all. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. This was extra. There is a relationship between how fluffy the fluff pieces are and how negative the comments below are. Whether or not they want to admit it, public sentiment toward the royal family has changed. Okay, so she's making reference to the royal family, especially that video with the Not My King guy. When people see how you gravely mistreated one couple and then turn around and try to imitate all they do and pass it off as your own, it becomes hard for people to continue to believe that it was irrational envy and jealousy of the couple behind the way they were treated. That's a very good response here. Let's see, 5 comment on the okay, so she fixed herself here. Those dumb clocks actually think this is Queen Vicky internet thingy and the whole world is not watching. Know the truth and won't abide them, stepping and trying to pass themselves as anything other than the charlatan they are. Sussexes are often imitated but never duplicated. Okay, so back to the original tweet. Yep, it was changed massively and they just aren't keeping up with public sentiment. They really are digging their heads in the sand. Alright, the public is freaking out about the cost of living and the royals got a multi-million-pound pay raise. This is something I always said. Yeah, they got a pay raise. If they were smart and wanted to get some good press, they would have foregone the raise this year and just used their dirty money. But alas, if there is one thing they are greedy and tone deaf. Well, the reason they are, what this tweet says, greedy and tone deaf, is that they have control of everything. There's no consequences. So they focus on what they want. They don't care about anything else. All right, so this is the thing that I keep on saying about they have people on all bases. They control, they have friends in many different places. Like Charles says, I have many friends, so many friends who are wonderful. They make his life so easy.
Mrs. Buggerbills is a great friend of mine. I have a large number of friends. I'm terribly lucky to have so many friends who I think are wonderful and make the whole difference to my life, which would become intolerable otherwise.
This is that, okay? He has people in every corners, all important places to make his life easier. So he's in that tunnel vision. He doesn't care about anything else but himself. All right, so yeah, there's that exactly. There is an organic love for the Sussex worldwide. I love the shift in the public domain. If the squad stops spilling tabloid opinion, the algorithm will shift as well. Yes and no, because this is a very fine line kind of thing. Because what the royal rats, the tabloid, wants to do is to put their negative or whichever way they want people to think, whether it's true or false, they want people to just take it as that and then move on. What some of the squad usually do, especially when they take screenshot and talk about it with their caption, it sometimes make people aware what the tabloid intention is and how they're trying to make you think. Because there are some people who don't get it. There are people who still in the dark. Like, for instance, before I started looking into Harry and Meghan, I will read these things because I never really care too much. I see a headline, I'll read it and then move on. Whether or not I believe it or not, I don't know. I don't remember how I used to feel prior to Harry and Meghan thing, when I started looking into Harry and Meghan thing. But what got me to pause and think was the consistency of the negative headlines about Meghan. Because I was fully aware of her existence, but I never heard anything negative about her. But all of a sudden, the moment she married into the royal family, it was completely negative. So they were trying to get into people's sentiment. If people don't stop and think, or if someone who's already into the giving opinion about the tabloid, or dissect the headlines to make people aware of certain things, at least it will make some people to stop and think. You understand what I mean? Because when I was reading all the consistencies of the negative headlines about Meghan, and I was like, this is not right. This is not right. I had to look more into it. And then once I went on Twitter, for those who are new, I've said this prior many times before on my channel. Once I paused and think and I said, I need to look more deeper into it, the first place that I went was on Twitter. And I had my Twitter, my personal Twitter account since 2009. I never went on it. Then with Meghan, couple years later, probably 2019, 2020, I tried to log on into my account, which it took me forever to get in. And then I came across the squad and they pretty much lay out for me, which made me feel good about myself, knowing that it wasn't just me. So sometimes it's good to talk about the headlines, because the people who are writing those headlines are trying to get into people's sentiment. Okay, whether the things is true or not. All right, so let's leave that alone. All right, so that was this comment here. There is an organic love for the Sussexes worldwide. I love the shift in the public domain. If the squad stops spilling tabloid opinions, the algorithm will shift as well. And this is why he was like, yes or no. So there's what comment on there. See the way I have blacked those loonies and my replies instead of arguing with them. Bullseye. And there's many of them I black too. This is where the fine line sort of come. Whether or not you want to follow them or retweet their things, that's a thing. But I think sometimes it's good to highlight what the tabloid is trying to do. Because not at least, okay, it will make people stop and think whether or not they agree with your opinion. But instead of just reading it and take it as face value and then move on. You understand what I mean? The pause to think. It's what really good with when the squad talk about it, in my humble opinion. Because not everybody know the tricks of the headlines. Okay, while the mistreatment of Harry and Meghan plays into it, none of the remaining royal family have the goodwill TQ had, the Queen had. Charles is at best seen as shameless, selfish idiot, and chummy with the likes of Epstein at worst. Kims are threading thin with their non-stop holidays. Okay, it's North Korea style propaganda. They're giving weekly talking point and their psycho friends in the media go out and report it. No question or pushback propaganda. This is the thing here, is that when there is no pushback, what the squads usually do is the pushback or highlight the stupidity. I saw troll being mad that Harry and Meghan attending Beyonce's concert overshadowed the story of Harry ringing the wrong door. Clown. The Sun shared this exclusive story the day before the concert trying to make outrage, but instead all Harry and Meghan receive is love the next day at Beyonce's concert. Okay, I don't follow them. I don't even know. As a matter of fact, the doorbell thing came, at least when it come on my timeline, was like, was it around the same time the Harry and Meghan concert thing here? Alright, next tweet. Let's pause that. This man was saying that until he saw Meghan, he wasn't scared of death. He was in war zone, never caring if he live or die. And these people think they can force him to leave her. She's his everything. Deal with it, Little Britain. 1 minute and 10 seconds. Let's hope it's the audio of his book where he traveled the world and stuff. Let's see here. Or if it's a music, I'm just gonna stop it.
Poem, Before Action.
Yep, this is it.
It was published by a soldier 2 days before he died in action. It ended, "Help me to die, oh Lord." Reading it out, I realized I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. A fairly staggering revelation for me just then. But this woman's beauty and my response to it wasn't based merely on symmetry. There was an energy about her, a wild joy and playfulness. There was something in the way she smiled, the way she interacted with Violet, the way she gazed into the camera. Confident, free. She believed life was one grand adventure. I could see that. What a privilege it would be, I thought, to join her on that journey. I got all of that from her face, her luminous, angelic face. I'd never had a firm opinion on that burning question, is there just one person on this earth for each of us? But in that moment, I felt there might be only one face for me.
Alright, so that's from his book Spare. And I did a video with that audio as well. Alright. Is it the same audio? I think it was more about the conveyor belt. Okay. Quote, she believed life was one great adventure. I could see that. What a privilege it would be, I thought, to join her on that journey. Spare Prince Harry. And Harry, I mean, he's like a freaking poet. We don't even know him. Who? Prince Harry is spitting poetry. Yeah, there's that. This is gorgeous. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I don't know if I'm gonna have part 1 and part 2. I don't want this to be like an hour. Yeah, I got that lizard humping a cricket on my timeline. I can't stand none of y'all. If you know, you know. She's talking about that same image. That same image of William standing behind his wife. I don't know if they're still married. LOL. Sis, I can't LOL. Not mine, that's the laugh here. Reptilian free, it is. Alright, the squad are just laughing. Sis, LOL. The way that has been assaulting my eyeballs on this timeline. LOL. Those two wannabes need to quit. Okay. What in my eyes? The squad are just laughing. Your poor eyes. Okay, they're just laughing about that image. Okay, let's go to the next one. I don't know those tech. There's the image again. Update. They are trying to make sexy happen from a suggestively angled shot in a garden. Over the weekend, sexy was assumed from a wholesome picture and 5-second chick kiss video. They need to stop setting up the Welleses like this, laughing my ass off. And yes, I'll be doing this all day. There's that. William, Catherine, you two aren't helping. Oh my God. But when they are together, when they're doing public engagement, he rolled his eyes. I don't know. This is why they needed that guru guy. When the Queen passed and Harry and Meghan were going to meet the people. And I always feel like they forced Harry and Meghan to go out there because these two, at that time, you know, it was negative toward them. So they wanted positive coverage. So they had to bring the guru guy who had to tell them how to stand, where to stand to get certain pictures. And I spotted that, you know, in some of my thumbnails. I said it's, what is it, PR101. They can't really do anything naturally that will, I don't know. They just look at other people and they have to follow. If the things that Harry and Meghan are doing getting praise, they have to do it. But when they are in public, doing public engagement, where, you know, it should show naturally their behavior, but he's always rolling his eyes, like shooing her off or tell her to hurry up at that wedding, you know. So I don't know. We should make a week after Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan step outside and shut it down. Bingo card to see if we can predict all the very predictable moves that will come from British media, palace sources, and royalist trolls. What do you think should go on the bingo card? Oh my God, there's the laugh here. It's too much now. This is disturbing. OMG. Why would they do this? I don't know. It works in their head. Okay, this is just so gross and uncouth. OMG, everyone knows it's not candid. It said that this is what it come to for a whole royal family said stuff. Sexy? There's that. Okay, is this real? Unfortunately, yes. Does anyone else remember when Harry did this to Meghan during their South Africa tour? It was unintentional, and that's what made it hot. Funny. There's the laugh here. The squad keep putting this. Love that show. That Beyonce concert really shook them up. Months and months of writing about a divorce, and they come out practically making out in front of all of their team hates them. There's no other conclusion that can be drawn at this point. They are pathetic. Don't they realize we see them and can predict when they copy Harry and Meghan? Somebody said twerking in the forest. I saw that. I think I already read it in one of the comments. William and his pegging pose is far from wholesome. I wonder if Jason Knuff is nearby. Okay, what is happening to them? They need to hire new public relations staff. Is this the direction Earthshot is taking? Let's leave that alone. Next tweet. Alright, so this is Baby D making reference to that. Oh my God, this is too close. Oh, look at our future king and queen being romantic. There's that. Is Kate wearing the Jason Knuff mask? Oh my God, the Christian Jones mask. Or no, they didn't. Oh yes, they did. Laughing my ass off. The squad are just, my God. Me think they need a hurry up, post and fracking pass Billy, and we be too close for the kiddies to watch. I thought he preferred it. Okay. I thought he preferred it the other way around. I don't know. Unfortunate angles. That's the laugh here. Hilarious. I don't know. Did they think twice and look at the image and say, which one should we make public? I don't know. Because the squad were talking about this in particular. Especially that one. The one where Harry was kissing Meghan. Okay, the squad were talking about it, so they felt like instead of going to the face, they go to the bottom part. They meaning WanK. 18 million views of folks just realizing mom and dad still have the hearts for each other. It's wow. Okay, not to be weird, but you can just tell when a couple's sex life is practically endless. Laughing my ass off. And Meghan and Harry at the Cowboy Carter tour. Okay, 18 million views. That's what it's trying to say here. And 223,000 likes, 5,000 retweet, and about 405 comments, and 14,000 how do you call this bookmark it. All right, let's pause this. The tweet. Not to be weird, but you can just tell when a couple's sex life is practically endless. Okay, so that's the thing I just read. August 2024. That's them. And what's this place? Colombia. That was so cute. Oh my god, I had so much fun sharing this. And this is where I think it was around the Colombia tour, YouTube decided to demonetize my other channel, Our Part of Pure Service. Ever since then, I'm like, I'm not fighting to try to be monetized. I'm okay with these two channels. All right, there's that. Look, Princess of Wales launches seasonal video series about the importance of being in nature. It's 24 million now. Wow, talking about this. All right, so let's go to the next one. I'm almost done. I have 2 more tweets after this. Okay, abolish the greedy monarchy, abolish the corrupt monarchy at royal family. I blacked them, yeah. Zara Tendo says royal family faces same struggles as everyone else. I don't think so, sir. Well, the struggles that people are going through is the, let's say Harry and Meghan, for instance. It's the royal family who's inflicting those things to them. Whatever problem the royal family are facing is their own doing for not minding their own business. Okay, yeah, the royal family struggled briefly to decide whether to have morals or pay £12 million to cover up the sex crimes of Nonce Andrew, and likely fucked out more to have Virginia Giuffre bumped off. Something we can all relate to, I guess. Baggage forgot, that's all. There's that. Okay, that's an ad. Do these people live in the real world? Not everybody can live in mommy's palatial house and probably no bills to pay, have hubby move it as well, receive benefit with no threat of cuts. She must live in a cuckoo land. In what context did she say this? Alright, so there's the thing here. I'm not gonna click on it. Mentally, they are far away from reality. If true, that comment is insulting to taxpayers who are subsidizing their lifestyle. Abolish the monarchy now. Prince William to embark on bold new mission, a year living like you. That's like, oh, I don't know what's going on in their head. They're literally telling people, get rid of me kind of way. Prince William is reportedly set to spend a year living on an average UK income in a council house in Norway, and what palace aides are calling an immersive empathy experience, and what everyone else is calling a channel for satire that go out of hand. Swapping palatial estate for a semi with a broken boiler. So they have to stage the living for him. What they should, you know, there's that show they call where they, I don't remember the title of the show, where they switch families. Okay, switch the families where they pick the worst living housing a family is, put them in the palace, and then have William live in that particular house. Don't adjust anything, don't do anything special, just switch them. All they have to do is bring their suitcase with clothes or whatever, and then just go live the other way. Swapping. But these people will never understand. Alright, so let's leave that alone. Let's go to the next one. Alright, the last 2 tweets that I have are videos of Jeremy Vine. So I'm not sure if it's the same clip, but when I saw them, I quickly put it on my list.
Wanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.